What's going on, guys? Chase Brogan here, and today we're checking out something that honestly surprised me, the AIRSEEKERS Tron Robotic Lawnmower. Now, I've tested quite a few robotic lawnmowers over the years, but the Tron is something a little bit different. Yes, it automatically cuts your grass, but what really stood out to me wasn't just the automation, it was the quality of the finished lawn afterwards. So in this video, we're going to take a closer look at how well this actually cuts, how the flow cut mulching system really works, how it handles hills and rough terrain, the smart navigation features, and whether or not this actually feels worth it for real-world use. So after spending some time with it, I can honestly say that this mower left my lawn looking cleaner and far more professionally well-maintained than I expected. Now, right out of the gate, the first thing that I noticed with the AIRSEEKERS Tron is that this thing looks far more rugged than most robotic lawnmowers. A lot of robotic lawnmowers tend to look small and almost toy-like. The Tron looks like an off-road vehicle that just happens to cut grass. And honestly, once you start using it, that design begins to make a lot of sense. The mower uses AI vision and route planning to actually move around obstacles, lawn edges, trees, and tighter areas without constantly getting stuck. After watching it work around my property, I was impressed with how confidently it handled turns, transitions, and awkward sections of the yard. It just felt super well polished. And that's important because if you ever use the robotic mower with poor navigation, you know it quickly becomes more work than it's actually worth. With the Tron, it actually felt like it was designed to save time rather than creating new problems. Now let's talk about the biggest reasons that I think this mower is worth considering. The flow cut mulching system. And honestly, this is where I noticed the biggest difference compared to many robotic mowers that I've tested before. Most robotic mowers can just simply cut grass. The real question though is how the lawn actually looks afterwards. With the Tron, the lawn consistently looked cleaner, more even, and better maintained after each mowing session. AIRSEEKERS designed the flow cut system to actually lift your grass up before cutting it, while continuously mulching clippings down into finer particles that get redistributed back into your lawn. The result is a much cleaner overall appearance with fewer visible clippings sitting on top of your lawn. And that's something I genuinely noticed. The lawn didn't look freshly cut, it looked tidier, more consistent, and honestly, it even felt softer walking across it barefoot afterwards. That's something I wasn't really expecting. Instead of seeing obvious clumps or uneven clipping distribution, everything blended naturally right back into the lawn. And over multiple mowing sessions, the overall appearance of the yard continued to improve. Now let's talk about the actual cutting performance. I put the Tron through a variety of conditions around my property, including thicker grass, uneven terrain, taller patches, and some weed-heavy sections. And what stood out to me most wasn't that it just got through the areas, it's how consistent the finished results looked afterwards. AIRSEEKERS says the airflow-assisted design helps to improve cutting consistency and reduce clogging, especially when dealing with denser grass. And from my experience, the mower stayed surprisingly consistent throughout the entire process. I didn't see any random chunks of uncut grass being left behind. I didn't see noticeable trails or messy clipping buildup. The finished lawn simply looked clean and evenly maintained. And honestly, that's exactly what most homeowners really care most about at the end of the day. Not the specs, not the marketing buzzwords, the results. And the results here were really impressive. Now, another area where the Tron really surprised me was its ability to handle rough terrain. There's a few spots around my property where I genuinely thought that this thing might struggle. I've got a few slopes, some uneven ground, bumps even. Just areas where robotic lawnmowers tend to lose traction or just simply get a little bit stuck. But the Tron just kept going through everything. AIRSEEKERS designed this with a wider stance, aggressive tread patterns, and a unique 30-degree inward front wheel steering design that's intended to improve grip, maneuverability, and even reduce stress on the grass during turns. And after watching it navigate its way over more challenging terrain, I could definitely see those design choices paying off. The mower felt planted, controlled, and surprisingly capable even on hills. So for anyone with a property that isn't perfectly flat, that's going to be a major advantage for you. Another thing I really liked was the navigation system. As I mentioned earlier, robotic mowers live or die by how well they navigate. If they're constantly getting stuck, miss sections, or require constant intervention, the entire experience completely falls apart. Fortunately, that wasn't my experience with the Tron. It navigated around trees extremely well, handled lawn edges effectively, and avoided obstacles confidently. And it generally felt like it understood where it was supposed to be going, when it was supposed to be going there. That's exactly what you want from a robotic lawnmower. Something that quietly does its job in the background while you focus on other things. Battery performance was also very solid during my testing. AirSeekers highlights the mower's ability to efficiently cover larger areas while maintaining performance across different terrain types. And throughout my testing, it never felt like the mower was struggling or running out of steam. My overall impression while using this was that this feels way less like a gadget and more like a serious lawn care tool that just happens to be fully automatic. So who do I think the AirSeekers Tron is really for at the end of the day? Honestly, I think this would be a great fit for homeowners that have medium to large size yards, people who are tired of spending all their time mowing every week, or anyone that's dealing with uneven terrain or slopes, and homeowners who simply want their lawn looking consistently clean without putting in all the manual labor themselves. But if I had to narrow it down to just one thing that impressed me most, it would definitely be the mowing quality. A lot of robotic mowers can simply cut grass, but not all of them leave your lawn looking noticeably better afterwards. The Tron consistently delivered a clean, even, professionally well-maintained appearance, and that's what stood out to me most throughout the entire process. Overall, I came away genuinely impressed with the AirSeekers Tron. The flow-cut mulching system made a noticeable difference, the hill climbing and off-road performance exceeded my expectations, and the overall mowing quality was absolutely incredible. To learn a little bit more about this product, click the links in the description of this video. AirSeekers is actually running some discounts right now, so definitely click those links to take full advantage and to learn a little bit more about this product. I have a direct link down there with a code that'll get you guys a discount on this product. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Be sure to hit subscribe. Click those links though to learn more about the AirSeekers Tron Robotic Lawnmower.